hopefully it's a little helpful just to get a little bit more backstory behind things.
Well, I think that you started doing them, I've got the right word there. And then there's nothing else there. With my email today,
That's fine.
I figured you told me one more.
All right.
Would you call the roll, please?
Danielle McKenzie. Here. Jason Blair.
Here.
Melissa Hunt.
Here.
Terry Kavner.
Here.
Adam Webb. Mark Ham.
Here.
Glenn Lewis.
Here. Would the Boy Scouts like to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance? Would you please rise?
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
At this time, we have a presentation of Oklahoma Municipal League service pins and certificates, and I would like to turn it over to the city manager.
Thank you, Mayor. We have service pins, OML, Oklahoma Municipal League, gives these each year to employees in municipalities across the state that have 25 years of service. So we have a certificate and a pin. The employees this year are Vernon Boyce. Vernon's a firefighter. I don't think Vernon's here. Nope. Randy Brinks, our city attorney. Vanna Conway is an employee in the Public Works Department. Some of you may know Vanna was the animal control supervisor for a lot of years, worked in animal control, and now is working in Public Works. Kathy McDaniel is the inspections clerk in community development. She kind of manhandles all of the inspectors and all of the contractors in the world out there that call in for inspections and does a good job. And Ronnie Rawson, Ronnie's here. Ronnie's the assistant chief, fire chief training officer, and it leads our training program for our firefighters. Ronnie and Randy, if you guys will come up. We always enjoy doing this. I always certainly appreciate the service. We have a lot of long-term city employees, valuable city employees with the experience that they have, the knowledge that just benefits the community, benefits our citizens significantly. So we always appreciate their service. Ronnie, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
This, thank you for your service.
Thank you.
Randy? Thank you. Appreciate you.
That's not all that. I'll put it back in. Don't worry about it.
Thank you. We will get these certificates. We will get these certificates and pins to the other employees. Thank you.
All right, thank you. At this time, I have a proclamation. Thanks, Steve. Whereas Steve Eady was raised in Moore, Oklahoma, and graduated from Moore High School in 1973, obtaining his BA degree from East Central University in 1977, before earning a Master's of Regional and City Planning degree in 1981, and a Master's of Public Administration degree in 1999 from the University of Oklahoma. And whereas Mr. Eady began his public service career with the City of Moore in 1989 as a Community Development Director before being promoted to Assistant City Manager and finally City Manager in December 1999. And whereas during his 27-year tenure with the City of Moore, he was instrumental in the monumental growth of the city, including construction of a new public safety center, 3 new fire stations, the station at Central Park Recreation Center, in the aquatic park, a new wastewater treatment plant, and multiple new retail developments, including the Warren Theater and Norman Regional, Moore Hospital. And whereas Mr. Eady's hard work, experience, and leadership were essential in the recovery efforts following 7 tornadoes which have hit Moore, causing tragic loss of life and substantial losses to the city's housing, business, and infrastructure, and ensuring the city's eligibility for award of millions of dollars in grant funds, which have aided in the recovery of the city. And whereas Mr. Eady's demonstrated a strong commitment to local civic organizations, devoting his time and service to the Pioneer Library System Board, the Pioneer Library System Foundation Board, United Way of Central Oklahoma, the Heart of Oklahoma Red Cross Board, the Moore Rotary Club, Cleveland County Aging Services, and demonstrating a strong commitment to his profession as an active member in the International City Management Association and the Oklahoma Municipal League and the City Managers Association of Oklahoma. And whereas Mr. Eady's dedication, visionary thinking, likability, and integrity will be remembered by citizens, employees, and public officials within the City of Moore, now, therefore, I, Glenn Lewis, Mayor of the City of Moore, on behalf of the City Council and the citizens and employees of the City of Moore, do hereby issue this proclamation to Steve Eady in recognition of his achievements and extend our gratitude and appreciation to him for many services of exemplary service as a city manager. Adopted this day, the 21st day of November 2016. Steve?
Mayor, I appreciate that very much. It's kind of a bittersweet evening for me to be my last city council meeting serving you all and serving the city of Moore and the citizens. I'm excited about the future, a little nervous, but excited as well. I feel like that the future is bright for the community. I'm going to be living here still, being involved as I can, and as people would have me to. But it's been my privilege to serve my hometown for 27 years and 17 years as city manager. It's been exciting. There's been so many highs in the community and many lows that we're all familiar with. But I believe that our community is better off now than we were a number of years ago, before the mayor and our council members and were here. And through my term, I'm hopeful anyway that history will show that. But I appreciate it. I'll perhaps have more to say at the ceremony next week, perhaps. But I do appreciate it. I thank my staff and department heads. They've made it easy for me to be successful with the professionalism and support that they've shown me. And I have to thank my wife, Robin, for being my rock for the last 4 or 5 years, 5 years or so since we've known each other. We literally got married 1 month before the May 20th, 2013 tornado. And since then, we've supported each other, but she's been my rock throughout that. So thank you, Robin. I love you. But thank you all, and I look forward to good things.
Thank you, Steve. All right. Item 2 is the consent docket. Item A is approve the minutes of the regular city council meeting held November 7th, 2016. Item B is approve and ratify claims and expenditures for FY 2016-2017 in the amount of $2,292,334.02.
Move to approve.
All right, thank you.
Second.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second. Would you please call for the vote on the consent docket?
Jason Blair.
Yes.
Melissa Hunt.
Yes.
Terry Kavner.
Yes.
Mark Ham.
Yes.
Danielle McKenzie.
Yes.
Glenn Lewis.
Yes, item carries. Item number 3 is consider approval of a lot split located in Lot 1, Block 2 of the Okie Stonebridge Addition, Section 1, being north of Southeast 4th Street and east of Bryant Avenue. Application by Margaret Ricks.
Mayor and Council, this lot split is located at 206 Old Stonebridge Road, or Old Bridge Road. The lot is 3 acres in size. It is zoned R1, single family. This lot split request does conform with all the zoning requirements. It is also compatible with other lots in the Old Stonebridge addition. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
Were there any objections from neighbors or anything?
No, but they were sent out notices. I can tell you that many of the lots in Old Stonebridge have gone through lot splits. The lots just across the street from this, they're all 1 acre in size. And this is 3 acres, and they're splitting it roughly in half.
Great.
Okay,
Move to approve.
all right, thank you. We have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Would you call for the vote?
Melissa Hunt.
Yes.
Terry Kavner.
Yes.
Mark Ham.
Yes.
Danielle McKenzie.
Yes.
Jason Blair.
Yes.
Glenn Lewis.
Yes. Item carries. Item number 4 is item number 4 is consider approval of a new Accountant 1 position, pay range 47 in the Finance Department, and approve a job description for said position.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. The necessity for this position is due to a couple of things. Mainly the fact that the Munis conversion has taken considerably more staff time than was imagined when we began this project, and will continue for the foreseeable future. What we've done in the interim is we've utilized an independent accounting firm to come in and do some of the more basic functions of the department to fill in the gap. This position would represent a significant savings to the city over what we're doing right now, and would encourage your support. Be happy to answer any questions.
This is basically helping you take your spot when you move up, right?
Excuse me?
It's also going to help you when you move up from
It will
accounting.
also assist in
Okay.
that, yes, sir.
Okay. So, anybody want to make a motion?
Make a motion to approve.
All right, thank you.
Second?
Thank you. We have a motion and a second. Any other discussion on this item? No? Would you call for the vote?
Terry Kavner.
Yes.
Mark Ham.
Yes.
Danielle McKenzie.
Yes.
Jason Blair.
Yes.
Melissa Hunt.
Yes.
Glenn Lewis.
Yes, item carries. Item number 5 is discuss and consider approval of disaster debris management plan and Appendix 5 of the Annex 1 of the City Emergency Operation Plan.
Mayor and Council, good evening. You should have had on the server a copy of the plan in its draft form. This is a plan that is highly recommended by FEMA so that you know what to do with debris. Obviously, we've already been there and done that more than once, but they still want you to have a plan. So this is a plan that we wrote that fairly well reflects what we have already had in place and what we do. It has some items in it that if we choose to do it a different way, then it's there, but that's not the primary way we would do things. We are adding this as an annex to or as an appendix to our public works section of the city's emergency operations plan. Normally these stand alone. We chose to put it in the EOP so that all of our planning's in the same place. This will, assuming that you approve it this evening, we will send this to the state. They'll send it to FEMA for their blessing. It very likely will come back. They don't ever let you through on the first time. So we may have some tweaks to bring back to you at some point. But if anybody has any questions, I'll be happy to try and answer.
During the process, we also worked closely with Steve with Silver Star in terms of the processes and making sure that we had in here what we have actually done in these storms in the past. And some FEMA folks have actually looked at it already, and we're comfortable with it as it is. And again, as Galen said, when it goes up their chain, there might be some tweaks, but essentially it sets forth what the city will do if we have to address debris at some point in the future. It also allows us, at least under the current rules with FEMA, to get some percentage of additional reimbursement for debris removal through FEMA if you have this plan in place. One time only? We didn't get it before though, did we?
I don't believe so.
So going forward, it would allow 2 or 5% additional reimbursement to the city for the debris removal,
Which could be $1 million or more.
which could be significant money.
All right, do we have a motion?
Make a motion to approve.
All right, thank you.
Second.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second. Any other discussion on this item? If not, would you call for the vote, please?
Mark Ham,
Yes.
Danielle McKenzie.
Yes.
Jason Blair,
Yes.
Melissa Hunt,
Yes.
Terry Kavner.
Yes.
Glenn Lewis.
Yes, item carries.
Before I sit down, there was a couple that I didn't get to catch as you walked in the door. The grant that you approved, either last meeting or the previous meeting that we received through Firehouse Subs, that fire extinguisher training equipment is out here in the lobby if you'd like to see it before you leave, so.
34 seconds is top score.
But that was on the easy level.
Oh, yeah.
Mark.
That was on the hardest one.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Item number 6 is consider approval of a consulting agreement with Stephen Eady for consultation services as needed by the city upon his retirement as city manager.
I guess I can address my own
Oh,
thing.
yeah, I was going to say, it's got your name and mine on it both, so. This is a,
It's just an hourly
Yeah.
services contract, $95 an hour if you all choose to use it for me to be available, and I will gladly do that for anything that you need or Brooks needs going forward.
okay,
Make a motion to approve.
all right, thank you. Thank you. We have a motion and a second. Any other discussion on this item? If not, would you call for the vote, please?
Danielle McKenzie.
Yes.
Jason Blair,
Yes.
Melissa Hunt,
Yes.
Terry Kavner.
Yes.
Mark Ham,
Yes.
Glenn Lewis.
Yes, item carries. Item 6.1 is an addendum item. Item is to discuss and consider authorizing the acquisition and relocation of a historic home from the January family at an approximate cost of $25,000.
Mayor, Mark Ham came to us about this some time ago. I think he's visited with you all about it. Most of you, we've looked at this house. It is a house that we think that's worth saving. Probably one of the few houses in town it is definitely one of the few houses in town that's this old, that's as old as it is. We think that it would be prudent for the city to go ahead and move it at the right time. At this point, we don't know exactly where that's going to be. We believe it'll be, or it will be, in the Old Town area. As you know, I think the recent sales tax extension had some money in it that Todd programmed for our Old Town Park, the area along the railroad between Main and the tracks down to Central Park, along there. I think some of you know as well, we've had ideas for a long time about a possible depot down there, an historical park setting perhaps with history elements up and down the park, and the walkway and that sort of thing. We're kind of in the beginning stages, although we've been at it for a year, talking to the railroad about getting approval to do all this. But I put this item on the agenda just to make sure that the council's in agreement that we move forward with this, authorizing the money. I need to point out that this is just the cost to get it moved to a place and put in a permanent location. It is going to need some repairs on the outside. I think I sent the picture to you, and you can see in the picture the siding is going to need to be replaced and probably the roof on the building. But they tell us that it can be moved by a professional mover. So if nothing else, really, it's just for informational item, but get you all to approval to go ahead with it, so we'll know at the time that we can move it and know where we're going to move it, that it's part of what we're going to be doing. But there will be additional cost in terms of, depending on whether we can get some donated labor and materials perhaps or something like that for the old house, which we're going to try to do. There very well could be some additional cost in the future, but I think Todd's got that built into the cost of the park that we'll be doing at some point in the future.
are we gonna get land from the railroad? We don't have the right of way right now, right?
Well, we can put it on the land that we already own, which is where the meat plant was. I mean, we own that lot now. So
Okay.
we definitely can put it there. What we're gonna be proposing to the railroad is perhaps to put it there or to put the depot out on their right of way on the south side of Main Street there, about where it used to be. That's been the thought for a number of years, to put it over there. And there's some question about whether we could put the house up and down on the railroad right away or not. That'll have to be worked out with the railroad and with the planning people in terms of helping us design the park.
And I've had several people comment about the depot itself, which is over at Gene Williams Chevrolet. The original depot was moved over there and it fell apart because it was rotted out by termites. And most of that is just a facade that they rebuilt. So I don't know if most people know that or not. But
We have looked at it, Stan's looked at it in the past, and it would take a significant amount of money to get it back to what it once was, frankly.
But that's not what it was. It's always been a building on Gene Williams Chevrolet property.
Well, it has
That's
been-
what I'm saying.
it has
It's not the
been for-
original.
It has been for a lot of years anyway.
And I know that initially, a little over a year ago, I had a committee that helped with that eventually we came up with the History of War, the website, the museum, that was one of the concerns that was addressed. So really, it's just all been talked about, and we either maybe get that or build a replica, or whatever's going to be best for the city and for the citizens, and so that it could somehow possibly be used in some other capacity other than just a building to look at. So it's all very preliminary and just kind of very, very fluid, and nothing has been set.
I have a question about the January house, going back to that. Do we have an estimation on how much that's going to cost to get to a condition where it is presentable, or where we could use it for something else besides just a building? Or is it just upgrades to the outside and it'll be a sitting building on a piece of property?
I'll just jump in, Steve, but this is a small building, a small house. It's approximately 400 square foot. So I don't know that we would be able to use it for any kind of events other than just the historical significance of that home, that cabin being here since before statehood, and to the historical aspects of people being able to come and to look at this home to see what more used to be. You look at what it is now. Back then, they would have never envisioned what we have. So, 100 years from now, what is our community going to look like? But it'll always be important for them to go back and see what we were before any of it was even here. We just had some very preliminary talks and ideas, and we'd like to maybe solicit some donations, volunteers from different organizations with our community to help with some of the restoration of the home. There hasn't been any kind of study done or what it's going to cost to make some of those renovations. Most of the renovations would be on the outside. Some of the siding is what the wood siding, and on the inside, I don't know. Again, we haven't had anybody come in and say, well, it's going to cost X amount of dollars to get it back into shape where it will be here for another 100 years.
Will it be open though, that folks, I mean, you're not gonna just stand outside and look at it? Are you gonna be able to go in it and walk inside when it's at the park?
I would think during certain times of the year, when we have big events in downtown Warren, these are some ideas that I have. But during certain big events, Red Ribbon Parade, Haunt Old Town, Christmas Old Town, other things that are going on down here, definitely have that open and allow people to walk through it. I'd really like to see it become also part of depending on where it is, regardless, it would be part of a walking tour of Moore, and you can get a historic perspective of what we were. So either via an iPhone or an iPad, you could stand in front of that January house and you could listen to the story of that. Why is this house here? What is significant about this house? One of the things that is unique about it is that we have the history behind it. And it's not just a house sitting in a field. We know who built it, we know who lives there, and that's what makes part of it special, is the history behind it. So a lot of virtual reality and things that you can do, not only that house, but some other things that might be able to happen up and down along this Old Town Park and what it will eventually look like and become. But definitely have it open certain times of the year, but to leave it open all the time and it be unattended,
Right.
that
Wouldn't be a good idea.
Right.
Would it be better, and this is just throwing this out there, would it be better if we put it over in the new part, the station?
It's certainly all up for discussion. I would like to see it be in our soon-to-be Old Town Park, and that the hopes would be to help draw people down to Old Town, the old part of Moore, a little more foot traffic down here, and give the people a reason to come. And then, you know, hopefully through there, they'll take an opportunity to go and look at some of the other things, or shop at some of the other businesses, or get something to eat, or drink.
My original thought was what the mayor said, put it at the other part, but basically tonight, we're just.
We're not making a
we're just-
decision where
No, yeah,
necessarily.
okay, so we will have more
Just-
discussion.
We're just approving the money
Just
to move it, correct?
To acquire it and to move it.
Okay.
We had a great discussion and meeting today with the consultants who are doing the comp plan update, specifically about Old Town and various ideas about the future of Old Town. We're gonna have a meeting with the Old Town residents and businesses December 7th. There's quite a bit more interest in Old Town than there has been, I think, in some time. I think the park, the building, the depot, all of that is just a kind of a part of all of Old Town, and the process as to what to do there. What part does the city play? What part do the private landowners play? I think all of that is a discussion that has been going on, but really sort of not at too big of a pace over a lot of years. But I think it's kind of beginning to kind of come together in terms of the interest of the folks downtown. The old building, what is that, the old lumberyard building down there just closed, was just sold and closed Friday, I believe, to a church. And so they're I'm sure gonna be renovating and remodeling that facility down there. And so they're gonna be have a vested interest in Old Town. So there's quite a few things that are going on right now. The brand new house that's under construction right over here by City Hall, that's going towards changing Old Town. And I think in the next several years, it's gonna be different than what it is today. I think the park is gonna be an important part of that.
I have a question on the $25,000 here, approximate cost. Is that for the moving and the foundation? Is that what that's for?
Right.
Or are we buying the house?
I don't think they're gonna be charging us for the house, I haven't understood that, but that's to move it and put it onto a permanent foundation or
Probably redo
location.
the brick chimney on top, because that's not gonna make it.
So it'll be a permanent home
Okay.
for the house.
Okay, good deal.
I think it's great.
Anybody wanna make a motion?
I'd love to make a motion to approve.
Can I ask one more question?
Sure.
Before the renovations, and is that coming back before city council at that point? Or is that something we'll just move forward with
The costs,
the cost for the
So,
renovations?
yeah, we'd have to bring it back, right?
Could maybe we put together, and maybe you've already got a committee for this we could use, to put together a committee that could go out and maybe look at what it would cost to renovate this and see if we can get private donations on this?
Yeah, I would, yeah, we could look at that. I think I could work with Stan, and we could do that. I don't know that we necessarily need a committee for that, but I think we could get that information, make it better.
we can definitely bring back
Because I think we could probably get enough private donations to fix this up without spending any more city money.
I agree
So,
with that.
Well, and if we have to spend more city money, I would like
we
it to come
can-
back to
yeah,
the,
yeah,
to the
if
council.
if we do need to, yeah, I would
Right.
agree with
That's
that.
fine.
We'd have to.
I mean,
A
absolutely.
good resource would be the Moore Home Builders Association.
Yeah.
Because those are the type of people who could do that type
Yeah.
of work.
That would be
Not
good.
the man who do it right.
That's what I was thinking. So, okay. Then if we need to put more money in, it'll have to come back here.
Okay.
Is that agreed? Okay.
So do we need to take action on this, or? table it, or?
I think just go ahead and approve this as step one.
Okay.
And that gives us the go-ahead to go ahead and, at the right time, to go ahead and move it.
Okay.
The family wants it, really, they want it, would like to have it gone sooner than later, but they told you, what, about a year out would be the most?
Yes, I visited with them a couple of weeks ago and asked them a time frame, and they said they would like for us to have done everything we need to do within a year. So we, we're not gonna have it done tomorrow, next week, next month. We have time to plan it properly and make sure everybody's questions are answered, make sure it will be in more for another 100 years and tell our story.
Okay. Terry had made the motion, sticking with that motion?
I made a motion.
Oh, you made the
But
motion.
I'll second.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry, I thought you made the motion. Okay, we have a motion and a second. Anybody else have anything to say on it, more discussion? If not, would you call for the vote?
Jason Blair,
Yes.
Melissa Hunt,
Yes.
Terry Kavner,
Yes.
Mark Ham,
Yes.
Danielle McKenzie.
Yes.
Glenn Lewis.
Yes, item carries. Thank you, Mark. At this time, we'll recess the city council meeting and convene the Moore Public Works Authority meeting. Item A is consent docket. Item 7A is receive and approve the minutes of the regular Moore Public Works Authority meeting held November 7, 2016. Item B, approve and ratify claims and expenditures for FY 2016-2017 in the amount of $106,704.48.
Move to approve.
All right, thank you.
Second.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second. Would you call for the vote on the consent docket?
Melissa Hunt,
Yes.
Terry Kavner.
Yes.
Mark Ham,
Yes.
Danielle McKenzie.
Yes.
Jason Blair,
Yes.
Glenn Lewis.
Yes, item carries. Item number 8 is consider approval of a property and contents insurance policy with Amsrick, a boiler and machinery policy with XL Insurance Company, and a physical damage coverage for the city sanitation trucks with Great American Insurance Company with Universal Insurance Agents.
Mayor and trustees, our current insurance agent for property and contents is Tom Green with Universal Insurance Agency. Our current property insurance is with AmRisk. Physical damage coverage for our sanitation trucks is with Great American Insurance Company. And our current boiler and machinery policy is with XL Insurance Company. Universal Insurance Company shop to market directly and indirectly through Sweat and Crawford, which is a large brokerage firm. AmRisk, our current property coverage, has offered a flat renewal rate for the coming year, which is approximately 26 cents per $100 of value, including boiler and machinery. So the rate is still flat. It's going to be quite a bit more because we have a lot more property than we had last year. The physical damage for the sanitation truck renewal quote is approximately 42.5 cents per $100 of value, compared to 44.5 cents per $100 for last year. So it actually came down just a little bit on the rate. The staff recommends that the MPWA trustees approve the above policies. And Tom Green with Universal is here to answer any questions that you may have.
Make a motion to approve.
All right, thank you.
Second motion.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second. Any other discussion on this? If not, would you call for the vote, please?
Terry Kavner,
Yes.
Mark Ham,
Yes.
Danielle McKenzie.
Yes.
Jason Blair,
Abstain?
Melissa Hunt,
Yes.
Glenn Lewis.
Yes, item carries. At this time, we will recess the Moore Public Works Authority meeting and convene the Moore Risk Management meeting. Item number 9 is the consent docket. Item A is accept the minutes of the regular Moore Risk Management meeting held November 7, 2016. Item B, approve payment to Chelsea Todd in the amount of $10,000 and to Jared Todd in the amount of $90,000 for settlement of case number CJ-2011-2103-L and authorized placement on the ad valorem tax roll. Item C, approve and ratify claims and expenditures for FY 2016-2017 in the amount of $272,576.29.
Move to approve.
All right, thank you.
Second.
Thank you both. We have a motion and a second on the consent docket. Would you call for the vote, please?
Mark Ham,
Yes.
Danielle McKenzie.
Yes.
Jason Blair,
Yes.
Melissa Hunt,
Yes.
Terry Kavner.
Yes.
Glenn Lewis.
Yes. At this time, we will recess the Moore Risk Management meeting and convene the Moore Economic Development Authority meeting.
Item 10 is the roll call. Would you call the roll, please?
Danielle McKenzie.
Here.
Jason Blair,
Here.
Melissa Hunt,
Here.
Glenn Lewis,
Here.
Mark Ham,
Still here.
Terry Kavner.
Here. Item 11 is the consent docket. Item A, receive and approve the minutes of the regular Moore Economic Development Authority meeting of October 17th, 2016.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Would you call the roll, please?
Jason Blair,
Yes.
Melissa Hunt,
Yes.
Glenn Lewis,
Yes. Excuse me, yes.
Mark Ham,
Yes.
Danielle McKenzie,
Yes.
Terry Kavner.
Yes, item passes. This time we'll recess the Moore Economic Development Authority meeting and reconvene the city council meeting.
All right, thank you. Let the record reflect that all the members were present before, still present. Item number 12 is new business. Item A is citizens forum for items not on the agenda. We have no one signed up. Would anyone like to speak? Okay. Item B is items from the city council or trustees.
I have one quick thing. And it's an idea, and I just want to give it to you guys and see what your thoughts are. And I've talked in the past a couple different times about doing trying to form some kind of youth council. Even went and spoke with all the schools, with the secondary principals and the superintendent over secondary education. And everybody liked it, and thought it was a great idea. The idea is the easy part. The hard part is trying to make it happen. And so it's going to require a lot of effort on people's parts, especially teachers or a teacher or a sponsor require additional time away from their families, and as well as maybe even somebody from the city staff helping coordinate that. So it just hadn't really materialized. And so I was trying to think, what is another way that we can involve some of our students within Moore and their municipal government. And I think it's important that those that are interested, we give an opportunity to have a voice and to come before us. And of course, they can do that and come to any city council meeting. So I was thinking, what if we got with the 3 high schools and maybe quarterly, or I don't know what this exactly would look like, but we just have them, their student governments that they already have, whether it be the student council or their one of the class president or one of their other officers come before a council meeting and just give us an update of things that are happening at their school, and maybe some issues or concerns that they have that would be that they would like to address before the council. So it would be really not a lot of asking people to do additional work or take away from their families to come to a council meeting, but yet it would give somebody at those schools, students that are interested in government, and maybe that becoming a career for them, or maybe they'll serve on the council or do something else someday. It'd be a way for us to connect with the schools as well. So what do y'all think? Is that something that, it'd be, I don't know, a 15-minute presentation or something to that effect from each of the high schools, and that could be spread out through a year, so it wouldn't all be one night. What do you-
I like that idea. We actually had a junior council here about 20 years ago. Bill Waterman started it when he was on council. And the problem is we didn't get anybody to show up.
Yeah.
There was no one wanted to participate after we set it up. And he did a fantastic job, and I tried to get it going for 2 years. So,
But the idea of doing that and having
Yeah,
them
I like-
come once, so
once.
that essentially they'd come once throughout the year, but it'd be
Right.
3 times for
Yeah,
us, that
I
they, I
like
think is
that.
fine.
Yeah.
I don't know that you'd want to do it any more frequent than that, because then it kind of puts a burden on them, and,
yeah.
but, I mean, obviously, if they wanted to do it more frequently, they could, but.
Sure. Okay, well then I'll talk with the schools and see if we can maybe come up with something. And, start doing
I
that.
got to tell you, everybody wants to participate with the schools and everything. I've been mayor here 23 years, going on 24. I've only seen the people from the school here twice.
Yeah.
So, and
Well, I'd love to have the students come
Yeah.
and just talk about their high school and what's going on at it. So I'll talk with them and see if
Okay.
that's a possibility.
I think it's a great idea.
Awesome. Thank you.
Sure.
That's all I have.
Anybody else? Any items from the city manager?
Couple of things, Mayor. One is, we have been working for some time now with it's ISO is what it's referred to, Insurance Services Organization. I'm not sure what it stands for, but it's the entity that most insurance companies use to evaluate municipalities' water systems and their fire protection systems, firefighting systems. And we go through a review of this every few years. Chief Byrd and Robert Pistole and quite a few others have been working with them and on this for some period of time. And this is a 1 through 10 system that they assign to municipalities, and that's then what many insurance companies base our property insurance on our homes and our businesses. We've been a 3 for a number of years, which is a good rating. 1 is the highest. I think there's 1 department in the state of Oklahoma. Is it still, Gary? 1 department that's a 1, Midwest City, I believe. We had hoped to move up after we built all of the fire stations a few years ago, but the growth of the community took up that capacity in terms of the capacity that we did with the additional station and that sort of thing. But anyway, we went through an evaluation just recently, got the letter literally in the mail today, and we moved up to a 2. So that's the second highest level, and that is attributable to our citizens supporting public safety equipment, the public safety, the firefighters, the improvements that we've done on the water system over the years, and all of that. So congrats to the chief and to Robert and everybody involved with this, because this is a big deal.
Yeah, really.
There's not many communities that have a 2 in Oklahoma. We were a bit concerned, frankly, that we might have a split rating where some of our more rural areas that don't have a fire hydrant within 1,000 feet would be of concern. I'll just say that going forward, the city needs to look at some of those areas that are more rural in nature. There's just a handful of homes, 100 maybe, homes in all of the community that don't have a fire hydrant within 1,000 feet. And as time goes by, that needs to be a goal of ours, of y'all's, of ours.
We still live here.
I will. But congrats to everybody. This is a big deal, so I just want to mention it.
Yeah, it's excellent.
It's a big deal. And also, congratulations to the mayor, your grandfather.
Yep.
Baby granddaughter born last couple of days.
Thanks.
Something like that, so that's exciting.
Yes, it is. Thanks.
That's all I have.
I would like to say thanks to the chief. Good job on the fire rating. I know Midwest City gets their fire rating at a 1 because Tinkerfield's included in theirs. Otherwise, they'd be a 3 probably. So good job.
A lot of people put a lot of work into it. Galen, Tammy, everyone at dispatch, Robert, it's a lot of people.
Good job, team. So thanks. Okay. Executive session. Item 13. Section 307, Title 25, Oklahoma statutes permits the public body to meet in executive session for certain specified reasons under certain specified conditions. It is the opinion of the city attorney that the city council may consider and adopt a motion to meet in executive session to discuss the following item. Item A, discuss, consider, and if deemed appropriate, set the pay and benefits for the interim city manager, Brooks Mitchell, effective December 2nd, 2016, as authorized by 25 Oklahoma Statutes 307B-1. Do we have a motion to convene an executive session?
So moved.
All right, thank you.
Second.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second. Would you call for the vote, please?
Melissa Hunt,
Yes.
Terry Kavner,
Yes.
Mark Ham,
Yes.
Danielle McKenzie,
Yes.
Jason Blair,
Yes.
Glenn Lewis.
Yes. We are convened to executive session. Thank you for coming. Would you call the roll back, please?
Terry Kavner,
Here.
Mark Ham.
Here.
Danielle McKenzie.
Here.
Jason Blair.
Here.
Melissa Hunt.
Here.
Glenn Lewis.
Here. Just stuck together. Somebody glued them all together. Okay. On item A, discuss, consider, and if deemed appropriate, set the pay and benefits for the interim city manager, Brooks Mitchell, effective December 2nd, 2016, as authorized by 25 Oklahoma statutes 307B-1. Do we have a motion?
Make a motion for staff to proceed as directed?
Second.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second. Would you call for the vote, please?
Mark Ham.
Yes.
Danielle McKenzie.
Yes.
Jason Blair.
Yes.
Melissa Hunt.
Yes.
Terry Kavner.
Yes.
Glenn Lewis.
Yes. Item carries. Next item is adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second. Would you call for the vote?
Danielle McKenzie.
Yes.
Jason Blair.
Yes.
Melissa Hunt.
Yes.
Terry Kavner.
Yes.
Mark Ham.
Yes.
Glenn Lewis.
Yes. We are adjourned. Thank you for coming.